Alright, this video is going to be one of the most difficult videos that I have been doing in a long time. Not because both bags are terrible, but totally for the opposite reason. These bags are amazing and I will have a very hard time deciding which of these two bags is better. Alright, let's start with the Western Rise Tech Sling. And please excuse that I have my phone in my hand and my earbuds, because I want to give the impression that I'm talking on the phone and I'm not filming myself because I am here in public. Anyways, this is the Western Rise Tech Sling. So we start this whole video with this bag first. I'm only going into this bag a little bit briefly because I already made a video about this that you can see here in the info tab above. And in that video, I basically explained that this is a very high contender for one of my top 5 bags in 2025. But now with the Orbitkey on the radar, I'm not really sure about that. But this video is kind of all about figuring out which bag is the better one. So first and foremost, this is a 2.6 liter sling bag that you can also transform into just a pure tech pouch, just like the Evergoods Cap 2 liters or the Orbitkey pouch that I checked out in a few videos that you also can see in the info tab above. And I'm sorry that I might be a little bit all over the place because there are people around and I'm still not comfortable filming myself in public. Anyways, 2.6 liters, and why did I like this bag so much? This bag is in air quotes slim, meaning it's not necessarily slim per se, but it's not as bulky in one direction, meaning that if the bag slides underneath your armpits, it won't be that noticeable when you're walking and this is underneath your armpit. So in that regard, I really enjoyed using this. Furthermore, because this is somewhat of a tech pouch, you can actually open it fairly wide, accordion style, without everything falling to the ground. But this will allow you, because you can open it that wide, you can very easily pack and unpack all of the stuff that are inside, even if you cramp them all the way to the bottom. And that made using this bag so enjoyable. Furthermore, I really dig the look of this bag. Not only is it good looking, but also the build quality is amazing. The choices of materials, the YKK AquaGuard zippers, the whole construction is great. And if you look at my previous video that I made about this, you can fit a lot of items inside. As I said, with the wide opening, it's very easy to load and unload everything that is inside, but more importantly, it also can fit a lot of items. Just to briefly mention a few items, this thick Samsung Fold 5, then also the DJI Pocket 3. What else? I have the earbuds that I'm wearing right now to kind of give other people the optics as if I would be on my phone. And a couple of other items, Nitecore, power bank, but I will go over all of those items in the Orbitkey segment of this video because the loadout is basically more or less the same. But again, check out the video in the info tab above for a detailed look at this bag. And now maybe let's go over a few things that I don't like about this bag, so you have a little bit more of comparison between those two bags. What I don't like about this has a Fidlock buckle. And if you know from my videos, I don't really like Fidlock buckles because while they are easy to close, they are also very easy to accidentally open up and then send the bag flying to the ground. That is definitely something that I don't like about this bag. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the features without going into too much detail because I've covered that in the other video. What I like about this bag: accordion style opening, then it being dual purpose, so you could utilize this as tech pouch as well. Very well constructed. The organization inside this bag is amazing to kind of utilize all of the space inside the bag and therefore it not kind of bulking out in some areas of the bag, meaning it becomes fairly, in air quotes, slim, so you don't feel it when it's underneath your armpits. But it is actually fairly well kept in place and it doesn't slide to the bottom of your armpit that much. So before I go into the positives and negatives and the comparison, let's take a look at the Orbitkey sling bag. Alright, now going to the Orbitkey Orbit Ucon Acrobatics, a Berlin-based brand. So I'm feeling a little bit at home, although they are in Berlin, I'm in Hamburg. Still a German brand. Seeing Orbitkey collaborating with the German brand is really cool. I've reviewed one of their Ucon Acrobatics bags in the past, and what I really liked about that bag is the fabric. And that is, I think, the most important distinguishing factor of Ucon Acrobatics bags. This fabric, that is the most important part, and the part that I really like a lot, because A, it looks unique, and B, there's a very good safety feature. You cannot see it here right now, but this material, although it looks great right now, it is a reflective material. So in the dark, when some light is shining against it, this will light up like silvery and looks really visible. So Ucon, why is that so difficult to say for me? So Ucon Acrobatics targets with this fabric and their lineup of this kind of bags, they target bicycle riders. So if you have that on your back, that is obviously amazing. But also for me as a motorcycle rider, if I have this on my back, people obviously will see me much more. Granted, there is the somewhat risk, and many motorcycle riders don't want to wear a sling bag. If you crash, this sling bag, or all sling bags for that matter, can kind of take off your head when they get stuck against something and you slide. So not many people on a motorcycle want to use a sling bag. I kind of risk it because I like to have a sling bag. This feature alone makes this bag so unique and for me personally so likable, and I have a hard time not to like this because we have so many black bags, and I like that this kind of stands apart. In combination with these red zipper pulls, this just looks really good. Now, what else is unique about this bag before I go what I have inside? Orbitkey put this little ring on here, which is actually designed to attach one of their Orbitkey attachment systems. I didn't do that. I rather attach a lockable S-binder on here, because then I can hook my Fuji X-M5 onto this. I love this feature. I've been doing that on most of the sling bags to some degree, putting the S-binder somewhere, but it was most of the time not that perfect. Having this aluminum ring is amazing. It offers so many potentials to hook something else to this bag, which to me, as I said, is really important for my camera. I don't need to use an extra camera camera shoulder strap, and I can just attach it with an S-binder to this ring. This is aluminum though, so with the weight of the XM5 and the S-binder on here, I already put some dents into this. Aluminum, as far as I know, is a very soft metal, so yeah, I was able to kind of scuff it. But I personally like when an item is used and has some patina on it and some like war marks, so I like that about this. Overall, just like the other sling bag mentioned in this video, this has a slim form factor. In air quotes slim, because I know already that some people will say this is not slim. But for me, I consider it slim because due to the way it is shaped, it is not kind of bulking out, and therefore gives me this slim perception that when it potentially slides underneath my armpit, which for some weird reason, this doesn't do it that much. It usually stays quite firmly in front of my chest, but if it would slide underneath my armpit, because it is in air quotes slim, I don't rub against this sling bag that much. Other sling bags that kind of bulk in that direction, obviously because they are in air quotes bulkier, I bump against with my elbow on the back if it is underneath my armpit. This being this form factor makes it almost unnoticeable if it's in front, if it's in the back, or if it slides underneath my armpit. So that is really important to me, and hence the reason why I like these two sling bags so much. Now, the build quality is amazing. You have ripstop fabric, this reflective material, YKK AquaGuard zippers, and this aluminum ring. The shoulder strap is really comfortable, and I love this, there's no Fidlock. I don't like Fidlocks on sling bags because while they are easy to close, you maybe know that I don't like Fidlocks unless they are V-buckle Fidlocks, because if they are easy to close, they are also easily to accidentally open and then send the bag flying to the ground. This happened to me once on the motorcycle and I do not like that. So having regular buckles is an amazing safety feature for me personally. Now with all of that out of the way, look is great, build quality is great, design is great in terms of this being slim. Let's talk a little bit about what's inside the sling bag. You have two slots. First and foremost, this back slot that is close to your body. It's great for passports or whatnot, but I utilize this for fresh doggy bags and flat items like my earbuds, the Ace Fast Ace Fit earbuds that are open ear over ear earbuds. I love these because they are comfortable to carry. I can hear everything that is going around me when I'm walking my dog. Plus, I don't get discomfort from the Bluetooth transmitter. Watch a couple of my other EDC videos where I kind of explained why I have issues with earbuds in my ear when they are too close to my ear canal. Really great earbuds. So that's in the flat pocket here in the front. In the main compartment, and this compartment is huge. I can fit so many items in here, whilst this still being flat, right? This is amazing. So first and foremost, my phone of choice, the Samsung Fold 5. A very thick phone, talked a lot about this, MVP, great phone, love it. But keep in mind, this is chunky. So again, a testament to all of the stuff that I can put inside. Chunky phone first. Then my wallet of choice at the moment, Extra Wallet Pro in the Parliament edition, where you have leather enclosing, so it is a little bit thicker. It is inside one of the two slots where you can kind of organize your items, so that's in there.
Speaking of wallet, please let me quickly introduce the Mukama Gear of the month. For some of you, cash is king. In some parts of the world, cash is essential. And this is why the Wotancraft Essential Wallet is for you. This compact wallet holds your most essential card in the front quick access slot made out of battle-distressed cowhide leather. And more importantly, once you open the beefy YKK zipper, you can safely store your cash and some more cards that are cleverly separated with a small divider into which you can also store some cards. For coins or other small items, there is an outside pocket with a Velcro opening. Constructed out of dual-coat water-repellent nylon 500D canvas and cotton fabric lining inside, and as previously mentioned, a YKK Metalux zipper, this wallet can take a beating while still keeping a minimal form factor that fits easily into your pocket. If you're looking for a minimal and compact wallet and cash is still a necessity for you, then check out the Wotancraft Essential Wallet at Mukama.com, a European store for all of your bag and EDC needs.
Then I have my DJI Pocket 3 always with me because I'm vlogging with that. So if you don't know, I have a daily vlogging channel all about how to create a YouTube channel at -2TWO. Check that out. Again, post daily. Maybe you can learn something if you want to start a YouTube channel. So DJI Pocket 3 is always in there as well. I'm going to the gym now, so I have a protein bar as well. Then a little adapter also for the DJI Pocket 3, merino buff because it is windy sometimes, so I like to keep my neck warm. Then in one of the other side slots, I have the Nitecore NBR 5000 mAh power bank. Really great because it is so slim. I can always pack this together with a small little Nitecore USB-C to USB-C cable. So that is all inside the main compartment. But we have another compartment here at the top, which is really great. This again underlines that this is slim. Nothing is bulking out, but this is utilizing the whole somewhat vertical space because here on the top is a small mesh zippered pocket. Great for small items like lip balm, hand lotion, and a little fiber cloth for my glasses. So this kind of again utilizes the whole space. So even if I pack this full, I can stuff some small items in that pocket in the top, not only to organize them, but also to kind of make sure that that small little space space at the top is also utilized, keeping this very slim and compact. I love this small little detail. And yeah, if you pack everything back inside, you fit so many items. And that is the reason why I love this bag so much. But now, which of these two bags do I like better? Alright, now to the verdict. Which of these two sling bags do I like better? If you don't know, I have a second channel that is called You Know The Bow minus TWO, so You Know The Bow 2, where I do daily vlogs all about how to make a YouTube channel and vlogging in general. On that channel, I made it somewhat of a challenge to do one-take vlogs in the hopes that I get better at talking without too many pauses, ums and ers. And I'm under the belief that I gotten a little bit better, so I will try to make this verdict in about 10 minutes with no edits, and let's see how this goes, taking a little bit a page out of Clint's playbook. Now, this is the Orbitkey Ucon Acrobatics, and this is the Western Rise Tech Sling. Granted, I've probably didn't mention this. This is 4 liters and this is 2.6 liters. So there is a difference in volume capacity. However, the Tech Sling has this accordion style opening, making it much more easier to load all of the items inside, despite this being 1.4 liters smaller in capacity. What do they have both in common? They do a really good job at utilizing the whole space, meaning everything in the vertical and in the horizontal space, to become as slim and, as in air quotes, thin as possible. This means that when you carry this sling bag and it potentially slides underneath your armpits, then you won't notice it that much, because with other sling bags, sometimes the more you load inside, it kind of bulks into that direction and becomes, in air quotes, thicker, and therefore you notice it on your elbows when you're walking and it slides underneath your armpit. Because these both are so slim, these are so enjoyable to carry around. More importantly, they also do a very good job at staying in place, either in the front or on your back of your back, basically, and therefore they are very comfortable to carry around. More importantly, the Orbitkey has a little bit of a wider shoulder strap. So although it's just a couple of millimeters difference of these two shoulder straps, it is slightly more noticeable that this is comfortable. However, this is a little bit negligible because this is bigger, and therefore I was always fitting a couple of more items in there, and this still feels comfortable to carry around despite the shoulder strap being a couple of more millimeters like narrower and not as wide. What I do like about the Tech Sling though is the strap and organization. It's a little bit tidier, although the way I made it is the strap end is completely at the end, but here there's almost no strap end to talk about. But the Orbitkey also does a really good job at organizing the strap end with this elastic that is actually kept in place. However, what I prefer on the Orbitkey is this regular classic, in air quotes, buckle, where I have a little bit more ease of mind that this won't open accidentally. You see, with Fidlocks, while these are very easy to close due to their magnetic system, there's also the potential of this accidentally opening by itself and kind of sending the bag flying to the ground. Granted, this has never happened to me on this bag, but it has happened to me on other sling bags. So I prefer this classic design of a buckle. If it should be Fidlock, I prefer V-buckle style Fidlock, but just for that reason alone, there is a point going to the Orbitkey. Furthermore, as you can see here, there's already a small little ring to which I can attach a Night Eyes lockable S-binder, to which I always attach the Fuji XM5 that is currently recording this B-roll. That is a feature that I really like. On the Tech Sling, I attach this Grimlock so I can loop the S-binder onto this Grimlock. You have a lashing point here on the side. On the Western Rise, you don't have that. Here you also don't have like a small little grab handle that the Tech Sling has. This is for the reason that you can transform the Tech Sling into a tech pouch, which is an amazing feature. I love when a product, be it a bag or whatever it might be, is multi-purpose. Now, which one is better? Both of them are amazing. Both of them have amazing build quality. Both of them look amazing. Both of them are slim and I don't perceive them as annoying if they slide underneath my armpits. Both of them stay in place in front of my body and make it so enjoyable to carry around and to utilize. The Tech Sling is smaller, but has a lot of organizational slots and this wide opening accordion style opening, which is also great if you utilize this as a tech pouch. However, while the Orbitkey does not have as much organization, it is much more efficiently designed in terms of this slot here in the top, keeps so many items at the top spot of this compartment and therefore utilizes all of the vertical space, ensuring that this bag will stay as slim as possible. And moreover, it has 1.4 liters more of capacity. Now, with all of that in mind, again, both of these are amazing and I love using them. They look great. I do like the Orbitkey's feature of this being kind of like high vis and very reflective when I'm riding my motorcycle or a bicycle. I do think the look is a little bit more unique. This ring is amazing and I prefer this buckle. However, the Western Rise Tech Sling has this accordion style opening. It's a little bit smaller, but therefore a little bit more inconspicuous and compact. And more importantly, if you don't want to use this as a sling bag anymore, you can utilize it as a tech pouch. I'm honestly a little bit torn. However, with everything in mind, and me now using the Fuji X-M5 for daily photography, I have this new Instagram channel, you know, the Bow 365, where I do stills photography every single day. And with that in mind, I can carry the camera on this little ring. I give a slight edge to the Orbitkey and I consider this slightly better for my personal use case. But I really like this Tech Sling from Western Rise. So I will give this to you. I would say a slight edge to the Orbitkey, but what do you think? Which of these two sling bags is the better one? Let me know in the comment section below. And again, if you consider getting any of these items, there are affiliate links in the description below. With those you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you do so, thank you very much. And yeah, let me know which of these two do you prefer? Or if you have a different sling bag, which you prefer even better, let me know in the comment section below. And YouTube thinks that you liked the video down here. And if you want to check out a different sling bag that I also really enjoyed, check out the video up here. And maybe help me to get to 67,000 subscribers by clicking the subscription button up here. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.